Hello folks, so let's move ahead with our RC car build. So these are the parts as you can see, and you may have guessed, yes, today we are going to build a gearbox. So a crawler is a RC build which can climb steeper terrains at a slower pace. That's the crawlers move on a slower pace, but that engine should possess immense torque to climb vertical terrains. So we are going to reduce the speed, increase the torque using these gears and a 6-volt cheap low torque DC motor. So this is our DC motor. It's a small, very cheap 6-volt DC motor. Let's power it up and check the RPM and torque of the motor. So as you can see, a slight touch of my finger is immediately moving the rotor into a static position. That means the torque of that engine is, or that motor is, very low, because the coils, the cylinders, the armature, the rotor, all the parts are very small. On the other hand, you can see that the rotor is rotating at a very high speed. Using a higher gear ratio, we can reduce that higher RPM into low RPM high torque machine. So let's start the assembly. So we are doing an economical build. You're using only 2 bearings. As you can see, these mini bearings are very expensive in India. So on all other occasions, that is for rotation of gears, almost all gears, we are using these metal shafts. These are 3 mm mild steel rods which we are used to substitute the bearings. Here. These 3 mm shafts or steel rods are sanded and polished to 2.8 mm with a smooth finish for easy rotation of our gears. And at the same time, the gears are printed with 3 mm ID, so that 0.2 mm buffer space will make the movement of gears very easy along the shafts. So these are spur gears, so the force of rotation or the tension of rotation will fall perpendicularly on our shafts. So the wide bore length will make sure that the bores won't get damaged. All of our shafts except this one are static. That means the gears rotate on these shafts, but only in this shaft the shaft will rotate along with the gear. That is, this is the output shaft of our gearbox. This shaft will project at both the sides of our distribution box. Another important feature of this gearbox build is it comes with a pre-built distribution box. That is, a 4-wheel drive distribution box is pre-built into it. We can mount this distribution box simply to the end of our gearbox. It will work as both the case for the gearbox and at the same time distribution box for our 4-wheel drive transmission. As you can see, there is a cut mark on the center of the shaft for the distribution box. This is for locking the distribution box gear with the help of a 2 mm screw. The cut mark on both the end of the shaft is used to connect the universal joint for both the front and the rear axle. So let's assemble our component into the gearbox. So our gears G1 and G3 will go to the first shaft. Let's lubricate the shafts with some grease before getting it locked into the slot to minimize the wear and tear of our gears. This cut mark at the end of the shaft will keep the shaft static while the gears rotate. Let's lubricate the bore of the gears also before inserting it into the slot. We can improvise this design with the help of some bearings attached on the walls of the gearbox. So it will be a bit expensive, so as of now just stick on with these mild steel rods. Since we are using cheap PLA printed gears, there is no point of adding that extra bit of strength to the gearbox. So the gears G1 and G3 are in place and are working smooth and fine. So now let's roll on to the shaft number 2 with gears G2 and G4. As you can see, gear number G2 is transferring the power from G1 to G3 with reduced speed and increased torque. Same way, our gear G4 is transferring the power from gear G3 to the commuter gear. This build will also give you a logical explanation of how a gearbox works. In an automobile gear, there are shafts attached to transfer the power from each gear to the crankshaft. So this is the commuter gear. The function of this gear is to transfer the power from the gearbox to our four-wheel drive distribution box. This is the shaft which we are using for the rotation of our commuter gear. Let's engage the gear after lubrication. Now let's engage the end cap to secure the position of the gears and the shafts. We can secure the base cap with the help of some M2 screws. In this shaft, we need to attach one more gear to lower the position of the distribution shaft below the vehicle. In fact, we have forgot to place the bearings on the inner wall of the distribution box. So nothing to worry, the housing is printed with some very little buffer space, so we can insert the bearing manually with the help of our finger also. These bearings at the both ends of the distribution has got very significant value, because in all other gears the force or the tension is perpendicular to the shaft, but in these last rods here, one point is that the shaft itself is rotating, and the other point is that the universal joint will be exerting a pressure at the angle not perpendicular to the shaft. So there is a very high chance of getting the shafts break the walls of the distribution box. So that's why we are adding bearings at both the ends to secure the walls of the distribution box. Now let's lock the distribution box gear to the shaft, because this shaft is going to rotate along with the gear. We can use an M2 screw inserted into the slot with aligned position of our shaft to lock the movement of the shaft. Still there is a bit of lag between the shaft and the gear. Anyway, we will rectify it in further dates or in further improvisation. So let's move on with our assembly. So now let's engage the end cap of our distribution box and lock it with some M2 screws. So the end cap is secured, so it's right. So our end cap is engaged and secured. So it's time to engage our tiny little powerhouse into its slot. So this is our tiny little motor equipped with another 10 teeth 5mm gear working as the shaft for our gearbox. On placing the motor correctly aligned, the shaft or the shaft gear of the motor will get engaged to the gear G1. So let's give it a ground run. Let's use this alt case as our test bench. This was one of my previous builds, but further I improvised the design to club that is to club the distribution box along with the gearbox to reduce the energy loss. So let's hold the assembly tightly and add some fuel to our motor. So the build is complete. Let's power it up with the help of this 7.5 volt rechargeable battery. And here we go. On the movement of the output shaft, we can assess how marginally the speed of our motor has reduced, and at the same time proportionate there will be an increase in the torque as per the gear ratio. Now you can see it is almost impossible for my fingers to stop the movement of the motor by holding the shaft. So our shaft number 2 was not properly engaged and locked, so it came out with the rotation. So let's engage it firmly onto the case and continue with our build. So now the shafts are properly engaged and secured, and let's give another trial run. The jerky movement and the noise of the gears are basically because these gears are PLA and these are printed with a considerable amount of backlash. Because these PLA printed gears are not that much tolerance. There is a lack of tolerance in these PLA printed gears. That's why I need to add 0.5mm backlash onto the tooth of these gears. So now let's lubricate the gear tooth also with some grease to reduce the friction between the movement of the teeth. One more test run and let's close the lid. Here you can see the movement of shaft at both the ends of the distribution box. The one of it can be attached to the rear axle and the other one can be attached to the front axle for the four-wheel drive movement of our RC build. Let's give it a reverse trial run before closing the lid. So our gearbox is working perfectly fine in both the directions. So now let's close the lid and secure the build. This top cover also has got some significance. It is printed with full density. As you can see, the front portion or the top portion of the lid is extended forward, and that extended portion is also printed with 100% density in order to add some weight at the front portion of our build. This is because while arranging the components on the chassis, due to the lack of space in the chassis, I was forced to place the battery box. That is one of the heavy components of our RC build, in fact of any RC build, at a point 3 to 4 centimeter back of the center of gravity. So that add more weight on the back side of the vehicle. So being a crawler, while climbing in inclined terrains, it is likely to flip back. So we need to add some weight to compensate that weight of the battery. So that's why I added some weight at the front portion of the gearbox intentionally to compensate that loss. Of the cover of the gearbox is inspired from a V12 engine. As you can see, 6 cylinders at both sides, so it will give a sleek and elegant look to our gearbox build. Of course, we will take this gearbox to a load test, but as the video is getting too lengthier in this episode, we will do it in some coming episodes of our RC build. Before winding up for today, let's brand our product. So this new gearbox build is branded by my channel name, that's Thanathan. So thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my video. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.